CQ contest. This is the 2026 World Radio Sport Team Championship. No national flags, emblems, pins, magnets or symbols. Antennas are pre-installed and identical. No assistance with mass direction permitted. Route to an inclusive environment from the 8th until the 14th of July. 73.
In the flat East Anglian fields where the sheep are melting in the sun, 50 teams of 2 have landed and the suffering has begun. 100 competitors, the contested creme de la creme, trained for years in pile-ups, now they can't even erect their own stem.
Question for you. Contesting. Who gives a freak? And should you give a freak? Or a Donald Duck even? And to answer the question, no, I don't use a Rhodes Podcaster with my radio, if anybody's wondering. It is designed, it's called a Rhodes Podcaster for a reason. If I want to use a microphone with my radio, I use one designed for my radio. There you go. So don't fall any down those holes. If you see any videos about all that sort of stuff, that's a rabbit hole to start. Anyway, what we're talking about here is a tool that I've discovered recently from tuning into the fantastic WRTC reflector on Groups.io, which is one of the funniest places you can ever go to, as in a humour point of view, that you will ever seek out, even though it's not supposed to be funny. Because the world of contesting, as we know, particularly with what we could call these elite contesters, they're funny, lovely people. And, as I say, they genuinely push forward the hobby, because this tool that's come out from Felipe in Portugal, one of the competitors, is flipping fantastic. We know, it's well documented, World Radio League, N1MM, all these different tools in the past that have come out, operating procedures, operating practices, the opportunities that contesting gives us to us normally on a weekend to work quite often DX stations we wouldn't normally be able to work is immense. That's all well documented. If you want to find out how to do that, I'm sure Kevin Thomas on his channel, Q5, will tell you all about that sort of stuff. But that's not the purpose of this video. The purpose of this video is 1, to keep it short, 2, to make it informative, 3, to make it entertaining, and most importantly, within all that, is to show you this great tool. But here's the thing. I think we should take notice, but I'm just going to tell you some of the stuff that comes out of the WRTC is quite hilarious, really. Because that's the video with Kevin was like the serious stuff, but the humorous stuff is the stuff they talk about. Because normally in contesting, like I say, contesting is an arms race. You know what it's like? You go down to your local club, the people that contest are pretty unique. And radio meters were pretty unique people anyway, my wife would say. But the thing is, you go along to your club and they obsess over every detail, quite rightly. Like I say, it's an arms race and you've got to get every edge you can. Therefore, you've got to go for every maximal and marginal gain just to make sure you've got a chance of winning. And that's what they do. They're serious stuff. They're serious radio sport people. So therefore, coming up in roughly starting 8th of July, that's when they're setting up, is the WRTC, as you probably know, which is going to be held on the border of East Anglia in sort of central southern England. And they're going to be staying in a posh hotel somewhere nearby. But the key thing is, you imagine you're a contester and you're in the back of your mind all the time, you're thinking, I'm competing against that bloke normally over there, and I suspect they're running miles more than their normal legal limit. I suspect they've got multiple towers beyond the normal spending of a human being, and I suspect they're doing things that isn't strictly legit within the contest rules. So therefore you think, wouldn't it be good to have a contest that what we do, we have a level playing field. Hence they've chosen East Anglia, known for its land being level, and they're going to put tents all over it about roughly 500 metres or more apart, all well documented by the way, if you look up for this sort of stuff. I'll try and put some links in the description if I remember. Apologies, remind me in the comments if I don't. But anyway, what they'll do is they're trying to make a thing so they're all running the same antenna, one antenna into the radio, and they've got lots and lots of rules to keep it a level playing field. So none of this running over 2 receivers at the same time, none of this running an optimum receiving antenna, none of that sort of stuff. They can take their own rigs, but they've got to be 100-watt rigs. All that, what you've got is 50 teams of 2 competitors per team who've been selected And there's no nationality in this as well. You're not allowed to fly flags and have emblems. They've allowed a slight chink in this little armour of defiance against people wanting to represent their country. Let's say it's team championships. Let's take the teams out. And you might go, why are they doing that, Dave? And the reason they're doing it is they're trying to create, say, a level playing field. Now, let's have a look at playing fields in sport generally. So if you look at elite sport, particularly Olympics, because the problem they've given themselves is they're calling this the amateur radio Olympics. And this is where it gets funny. So you think about the Olympics normally. You're going to go on a running track. It's the same running track for everybody. You're going to play hockey, same hockey field. Going to play, not play gymnastics, but do gymnastics, same place. You get my idea. Boxing ring. Somebody's a bit, oh, but boxing's a bit different. No, it's the same flipping ring. So everything is the same. Your playing field is the same. But in amateur radio, if you think about your playing field is, yes, where you operate from and the stuff you're operating with. Don't mention SSB to them, by the way. I don't think they really understand it. But anyway, one of them, you can't switch it off on your rig. You're like, these are the top operators in the world. Never mind. Go down that rabbit hole, folks. It's absolutely great. But I say it's all very entertaining, and I've done my best to entertain myself on there. Apologies. But anyway, here's the thing. There is a certain bonkersness in calling it the amateur radio Olympics. And the reason being is it isn't, is it? Because you think Olympics, people take whatever gains they can do to win within the rules. That's just what they do. That's the fact, carbon sole shoes, da-da-da-da-da. All do that. Well documented. As a sports fan, you've probably seen that. And at the moment, we're aghast with all this stuff. We've got the Tour de France going on. We've got the Football World Championships. We've got the Women's Cricket World Championships. We've got Wimbledon. There's all sorts going on. You can see lots of technological advances. But no, at the World Radio Sport Team Championships, don't want any of that. Don't want any of that at all. You can't mention SSB, by the way. Don't give them facts. Don't give them facts that give people definite edges. They don't want to know that. It's like, don't want to know that. Please don't mention that. Please don't mention that. That's, we're just going to use CW. All right, okay. That's great. So they've got all these rules that try and make it a level playing field. But let's not forget one thing. It's a 24-hour event. And if it's a 24-hour event, how do people stay awake? Well, in the Olympics, in what's it called, real sport, where people huff and puff and have to get fit. Well, one thing, let's not mention darts, what you could do is quite simply just go onto WADA, look for their banned drugs list, drop that information into your local AI, and then say, please tell me which of these drugs are used by world military bodies with their soldiers that have been proved to keep them operating optimally over a 24-hour period. And it will tell you the drugs. And of course, the WRTC have banned the use of drugs in their event and have drug testing. Of course they haven't. Of course they haven't. They haven't even thought about that. Haven't thought about the one thing that would create the biggest advantage for a team and therefore cause it not to be a level playing field. But anyway, how bonkers is that? As I say, good stuff comes out of all this, and the good stuff that comes out of it is this tool by Felipe. So what I'm going to do now is give you a quick demo. As I've explained, this is used by the top operators in the world. You don't need anybody sitting at the side of you showing how to use this. As you can see, you can test your ability to type in call signs on a login app. You can also test your ability to receive call signs accurately in SSB and CW. And the league table keeps you with a bit of a challenge every day. For me, it's like the Wordle of amateur radio. Please have a look at it. Now, you might be thinking, why is it relevant to me? Bit of a prop, right? How many times, and we've all done it, do you call out, CQ POTA, for example, and somebody comes back and they say, for example, W1 ABC, and you say W1 CBA, and they go, negative, and you have a little bit of a backwards and forwards. Well, imagine that in the world of contesting. You can't afford that. W1 ABC 5973 in the log QRZ. Top contesters operate like that. Very effective. Probably sound far more enthusiastic, but they are far more effective. And how many times have you gone, CQ POTA or CQ SOTA or CQ whatever, Golf 3 Lima Romeo Charlie QRZ, and then somebody comes back, goes G3 Romeo Lima Charlie, and you think, flipping heck, Flipping heck. Or you get this. You gain really good signal reports all the time. 5 and 7, 5 and 8, 5 and 9, BBC audio. Thank you very much for all the flowers. You get all that. And then somebody comes and goes, can you give me a call sign, please? Which you've been giving out all day. And you're on the spotting DX clusters, POTA Explorer thing and all that. And you go, yes, it's Golf 3, Lima Romeo Charlie. Could you say that again, please? And it goes on. You're a 3 and 9. And you think, is it me? This tool prevents that type of stuff. It makes us better, just makes us better. And in the world of, going out and activating, being able to type stuff in your logbook accurately first time and hear the call signs is a genuine help. I say, I do it all the time. Sometimes I just kick myself. I think, David, you're better than this. This tool is brilliant. So there you go. What are we going to do about the WRTC? Because we can't really support somebody, can we? Because we don't know the call signs until when they're about to operate. Then we've got to look for them on DX clusters if they've appeared on there. And then we've got to be bothered to work them. And then we've got to work them all and not just 1, 2 or 3, because otherwise that'd be cheerleading. It's a bit complicated, isn't it? It's more complicated than switching on the telly and watching the Olympics and cheering your team on. 73.
Yeah. Got legacy rigs in the tent, big 5, old school pride. K3s and I comes humming, thinking they're the ride. Little black boxes everywhere, SDR dreams denied. Rules say no sub receivers, so your modern rig's denied. Windows VM running hot just to make it sing. And 1 double M on the throne like it's still 2010. You think you're cutting edge with your stack so tall, but you're driving an old Ford Capri down the mall, dude. Burj Khalifa stacked taller than the tower. Legacy code holding on with all its power. We're even with Aurora trying to mac with Marcus Apps. The WRTC crowd still living in the past, chaps. POTA's pulling in the masses with apps on your phone while you're rebooting Windows just to make a QSO. Red pill radio, wake the fuck up. Contestants niche, but it ain't pushing the hobby, bruv. Team championship, 50 teams so proud. Drawing lots for calls and shouting, we're allowed. 1 antenna per radio, no sub-receiver fun. Subtle way of saying your SDR's overdone. Marcus at HamApp said POTA scales, my friend. Contesting's too niche, it won't pay the rent. You're 10,000 strong in a world of millions, still acting like your Capri's to hide a civilian brilliance, dude. Burj Khalifa stacked taller than the tower. Legacy code holding on with all its power. Even with Aurora trying to mac with Marcus Apps. The real WRTC crowd still living in the past, chap. POTA's pulling in the masses with apps on your phone while you're rebooting Windows just to make a QSO.